Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about data extracts, live connections and data types on Tableau. For majority of data connectors, Tableau offers you the choice between a live connection, which is a direct connection to the database, and a data extract, which is a snapshot of the data. So let's move the data here, which is Orders tab. And as you see on the screen, switching between live and extract is easy. You can see on the top right corner of the screen, and you choose live or extract. Live connections ensure that you are working with the latest data that is currently available in the database or file you are using. Extracting the data, on the other hand, means importing some or all of the data into Tableau's in-memory data engine. So first let me talk about live connections. By directly connecting to a database, your visualizations will always be based on the latest available data stored there. All you have to do is you are going to go sheet 1 here. On the data pane, you see the orders data and right click, and you can easily refresh the data to get the latest available data if you have a live connection. So if you have a powerful database with the requisite hardware, your analysis can be conducted more quickly with a live connection. This is especially useful when you are working with large amounts of data or when you are using complex visualizations with many details. Choosing a direct connection doesn't preclude you from extracting your data at a later point in time. Similarly, you can also switch back from extract to live connection by right-clicking here on data pane, right-click and choose extract data. So let me briefly talk about data extracts. Unlike live connections, data extracts are not updated in real time, but data extracts have their own advantages. First of all, you can reduce the extract size with filters. First switch to extract and then here you choose edit, and now you can see that there is a filter option here and you can add a filter. For instance, you can just focus on one category of the products, furniture, and you don't want any other categories. So therefore you can just extract the furniture data. Also, you can save your data extracts locally and they are accessible even when no connection to the original database can be established. A live connection won't let you work with your data if you can't reach the database of your data source via the local network or the internet. Extracts are also compressed and thus they are much smaller than the original data tables, which makes them very portable. So it's up to you which one you want to choose, live or extract, but they have their own advantages. Depending on the dataset, you can choose either to work with live data or an extract. Next, I want to talk about preview pane here on the screen you see. And you can edit this preview pane, and this data here on the preview pane is called metadata. The metadata describes the properties of your data. If all goes well, Tableau will automatically interpret your data correctly when you import the data. So you don't need to manually edit the metadata, especially when opening text files. But if you need to edit the metadata, it can be directly done here from the preview pane. So let's say, for instance, you want to change the header for ship date, or you want to change to shipping date. What you need to do is right click and choose rename. Or you want to copy this ship date column, so you are going to choose copy values. Or you want to hide this column because you don't need to use the ship date, then you choose hide. Or you can create calculated fields with the ship date, and also you can create a group. Let's look at ship mode, right click, and here you can, let's say, for instance, create a group and you want to group together first class and same day in one group, then you can do it on the preview pane. What else you can do here? You can create aliases. Aliases are alternate names for members in a discrete dimension. For that, you right click and select aliases, and here you can enter a new name, but do not forget aliases cannot be created for continuous dimensions, dates or measures. So you cannot see here right click aliases because it's a date. And also you can split the fields. If a field contains several components that can be analyzed separately, you can split the field appropriately. So for instance, order ID has some character and some numbers and another numbers. You can right click here and then choose split, and Tableau automatically splits this field into 3 different columns. And you can choose this arrow here to go back. You can create also custom splits of fields. You're going to right click with your mouse and then choose custom split, and you can use the separator that you want to use to split the field. You can also pivot data from columns to rows. So pivoting is useful for transforming your data from a crosstab format into a column bar format. For example, suppose you have the revenue by month for 5 countries in 5 separate fields. You can pivot your data so that the country is in one field and revenue is in another. To pivot data, for instance, you want to pivot, then you need to select 2 or more columns and then right click, and then you will choose the pivot option. And finally, you can learn more about the fields by choosing the describe option, and this will give you more information about fields properties such as role, type, local, and sort flags. And next I want to talk about data types on the preview pane. Each field in this data source is assigned a data type. The data type depends on the type of information stored in the field. Examples is you see here ABC represents a string, hashtag represents number, and then here calendar sign represents date, calendar with a clock represents date and time. And we don't have here, but if you see T/F, that's a boolean true false character. And finally, you see a ball here, which represents a geographic entity. You can easily change a field's data type. Why you need that? Because occasionally Tableau misclassifies the data type of a field. For example, it may read a date field as an integer field. In that case, you can easily change the data type of that field by clicking here. You see the data type. You click on it and you can switch to string, boolean, date and time, number whole, number decimal, and so on. So this is all about live connections, data extractions, and data types in Tableau. Thank you for watching this video.